How many of you are developers? Yeah, I got some cool stuff for you. How many of you are in marketing or product? Few? All right. How many of you, like me, are both? This was built for you. My name is Todd Gardner, and this is my third time on the mini demo stage. I think I deserve like a special jacket or something, a 3-timers club thing. The last time I was here, I showed you Request Metrics, which was, at the time, a tool for engineering teams to understand the performance of their web applications. Unfortunately, that app failed. In our effort to be super simple and super affordable, unfortunately, we made it too simple and way too cheap, and it didn't work out. But I am really stubborn, and I wanted to have another chance to unleash Request Metrics on the world with a more powerful set of technologies that were more actionable and kept the user at the core of what we were trying to do. And this is the new Request Metrics, analytics for developers. This measures all of the different things that happen in your web application. And this would have worked for any of the demos that we've seen so far tonight, except for the Xcode extension. We're all web applications. I'm going to show you some real data from one of my favorite customers, Front End Masters. It's a cool local company that does developer training. This is real data that I've pulled off of their site and their training page over the last 24 hours. Let's start with where they get their users from. This is a typical analytics kind of approach. So I show you the sessions that they've gotten, how many new users, how often they bounce, and how long they stay on the page. But everything in Request Metrics is fully interactable, fully clickable, fully discoverable. If I want to say, oh, now only show me these people who are on a desktop browser, only show me people who are on a desktop browser, the whole UI just instantly filters to show me only that point of view. I can explore my data through this Explorer concept or look at any one of our pre-built reports, like this one, traffic sources. This is their favorite report. They're in this all the time, which I can tell because of my own tooling. They use this to understand which of their marketing campaigns are most effective for them, which drive the most amount of traffic to their site, and whether that traffic is engaged or not. It has a low bounce rate. They spend a lot of time interacting with his stuff. Speaking of interactions, let's talk about how people interact with your web app. What do they do? How engaged are they? We can tell all about this with the activity reports, where we automatically capture all the different kinds of events that people do, like they click on the page, they scroll around, they do inputs, or anything custom that you want to send up that describes your app. They add a music track, they book a venue, they add something to cart, they complete checkout, whatever is unique to your application. And these events get really powerful when we organize them into funnels. A funnel describes the buyer's journey, or like whatever the core thing that you're trying to get your users to do. Front End Masters right now is running a sale. And so I built a funnel that describes the step of that sale, from viewing the initial sale page, checking the prices of it, and completing the checkout. And I can see how many people drop off along the way. Just like everything else we did in Request Metrics, everything is fully filterable. So if I want to say, now show me only people who are using Chrome, instantly the whole thing refreshes. And here's where it gets amazing, because I can drill in to really understand what somebody is doing. So in step 3, here are the actual sessions that completed the funnel, that went all the way through and bought from the request or the Front End Master sale, or the sessions that dropped off. I could also look at, where people landed, where people came from, what part of the world tends to do the best for him. Now let's look at one of these sessions. This one here in Indonesia. This is what we call the session transcript. And it's kind of like a session replay that you might be familiar with. But because we don't use video for this, we never capture sensitive information. There's never any weird screen artifacts. And because it's so much smaller, we can capture every user, every session, every time somebody visits your page, even if you have 100 million hits a month. We can capture what everybody's doing, so there's never a question. So this is telling us a story of what the user did. They came in via a newsletter. They landed on the sale page. They checked out the details. they hit join now, and they looked at the form, but they didn't complete it. And we can kind of see why. If I take off my product hat and put on my engineering hat, I can see these performance metrics here in line, showing me that this user might have had a bad experience. And I can drill in and actually see the technical details of what exactly happened here. This describes this page view. What exactly happened, how long DNS took, how long SSL took, every JavaScript file that was loaded, every API request that was made, everything that happened. In this case, I can see a bunch of JavaScript files backing up before this important performance event. So I can see that this particular user, this class of user might have converted if we'd made this site a little bit faster, a little bit smaller, and a little bit less JavaScript. We roll up all of these things for engineers in these top-level reports around performance, the errors that occur, and every API request that your users make. All the different facets of it are rolled up into the dashboard that show you a high-level point of view of how things are going with plain English descriptions so that anybody on your team can quickly see what's going on and whether they need to pay attention. You don't even have to log in to see this. Every day, we're going to send you an interesting roll-up about some facet of your site with what's important about your site today, what do you need to pay attention to. And each one includes a PDF with details about what's going on that you can share with your team, with your leadership, with stakeholders or your client, anybody that you want to show off to with how awesome you've made your website. Request Metrics unifies product analytics, marketing analytics, and developer analytics so that you can see a more comprehensive view of how your end user sees your site. So you can make a better site with a higher conversion rate using less time. It replaces a bunch of other tools you might be using like FullStory, Hotjar, SpeedCurve, Sentry, Amplitude, Mixpanel, tons of others, saving you a bunch of time and money. If you like that, you can check out this link right here for a longer demo that I'm not sitting up here rushing through, unleashing the awesome, and get 90 days of free service to start your new analytics journey. Thank you so much, mini demo.